What is up, everybody? This is Kyle from the TF Review, here with a video review of Iron Man Armored Avengers Wave 2 Initiative War Machine. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. So here we have Armored Initiative War Machine, and if you can't tell, he's got a funky looking design, and by funky, I mean funky. He looks like he was ripped out in 1977. He's sporting the bell bottoms, he's got some loafers on, he's got the glitter. I mean, this guy is just, he's, a disco king in my opinion. He's crazy. But he's also a solid action figure, and I'm going to show you why. He's very nicely detailed. A lot of sort of really interesting designs. For example, like I mentioned, these were his bell bottoms. But I don't know, I guess they're supposed to be wings for when he's in flight mode. He's sort of flying around, looking up. But that's just my assumption. I'm going to call them bell bottoms because that's really what they look like. Also, you'll notice this guy is wired, quite literally. He's got these wires sort of coming around into each one of his weapons. And they're not usually a problem when it comes to articulation. I mean, they do kind of pop off sometimes. But he can, for the most part, articulate quite nicely with them attached. But if you decide that you really don't want them, you can just quite easily pop each one off. And then you've got disconnected War Machine. And he looks fine without the wires. I sort of prefer him to have the wires just because I think he looks a little bit more complete. And he makes him stand out a little bit more than any other action figure. Now, in terms of paint apps, this has got to be one of the weakest looking paint app characters I've seen in a while. The white, which is obviously, white paint painted over black plastic, which is a no-no in my opinion because it looks kind of blotchy. That's what this is. And then all over his weapons, over his wrist, and even on his top gun, he's got some airbrushing details that you can see. Those, they're and I'm not a real big fan of that. In fact, I would have just preferred it if they just left it solid black with this sort of glitter. And yeah, his face looks fine. I mean, not super detailed, but it matches the style. Now you'll notice he is glittery. He really stands out on a shelf. You might not think that, but he really does, due to this sort of crazy looking glittery color, and I like that. Now for articulation, his arm cannon, or his shoulder cannon, can move forward and back. So if you want to keep it up like that, you are so welcome to do so. Or move it all the way up like that. Now, it's on a ball joint, but the ball joint is so incredibly tight that whenever you move it, it just kind of unpegs it. So that's definitely a design flaw in my opinion. You can do the same with this one. He's also on a ball joint. Again, you don't want to really mess with it too much because it will pop off. Now, his arms, they do rotate, and they rotate 360. His shoulder panels also articulate. Arms move in and out. Double jointed arms, which is always nice. He's got upper ab articulation, a little bit loose on mine, but it really can get some cool poses. He does not bend at the waist, but he's got sort of these little ball things which move around. Yeah, interesting. His swivel at the upper thigh can't really move forward and back, but it can move in and out a tad bit. Double jointed knees, again, very nice. And his feet move forward and back and left and right. So you can get a good amount of articulation out of those. And that's pretty much Initiative War Machine. Now for a quick size comparison, he does fit in real nicely with the 6-inch Armored Avengers scale. He is much taller than Transformers Prime Bumblebee and Combat Evolved Master Chief from the Anniversary Edition. And overall, yeah, he's a good size to have. So, if you're looking for a cool, unique War Machine figure, this is definitely one to own. Again, he's got some of the weakest paint apps, but overall, articulation and design-wise, he is, up there with the rest. And he's sort of rocking a funky 70s vibe. I mean, I haven't really heard any other reviewers mention that, but he's definitely sporting it. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And now you can find these figures for pretty cheap at like Ross, places like that. That's where I got this guy, $5. Good deal. Definitely worth it. Oh yeah, and he shoots. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the TF Review. And have a good night, guys.